Today we endeavor to explore the deep sea. Hey, I'm Will. This is Carverman. First, let me thank you for watching. We're going to do a playthrough this video today, and on this channel we love to do playthroughs of board games, a lot of the time solo, sometimes with friends. We have some discussions, some lists. I love to interact with the community. If you want to ask anything in the comments or have any questions about the game itself. And right now I'm going to be highlighting one of the games that I really enjoyed from last year. You can see where it ranks, if at all, on my top 10 of 2024 list, which I did just a couple weeks ago. This is Endeavor Deep Sea. This is a second reimagining of Endeavor, I guess, because there was the original version of Endeavor, and then there was the new fancy version of Endeavor, came out maybe 5-6 years ago at this, well, probably maybe longer at this point. And then eventually they came up with Endeavor Deep Sea. And we're going to take a look at this today. This is published by Burnt Island Games and Grand Gamers Guild, designed by Carl DeVisser and Jarrett Gray, and with art by Marusa Gorjup, I'm sorry if I pronounce it wrong, Fayed Alarajil, and Josh Capel. And I don't see any references of the graphic designer, but I would hope that certainly in the acknowledgements, illustrations, insert design. Okay, well maybe they're part of the art direction. Oh, here we go. Graphic design is Josh Capel. Always love to thank the graphic designers, partially because I am one, but because I think they do lend far more to board games than they are given credit to. Alright, so we're going to do a solo playthrough. I'll explain some differences between solo multiplayer, because there are some. And while I'm playing the game, I will explain how everything works, so you pretty much just learn and certainly get a good feel for how the game works by watching and seeing what happens here. Alright, so first, let me explain what a little bit of this game is. And just like in the title, we are exploring the deep sea. We're endeavoring to explore the deep sea. This is a partially an exploration game, but really it's a almost an action economy engine building game where you're building and triggering more and more actions throughout the 7 rounds in solo, and in which you're trying to accomplish the goals of the mission. So each game has several of these mission cards, and we're just going to start off with mission 1, just in case anybody is trying to keep things as spoilers. And the mission cards will determine kind of the flavor of the game. You're still doing the same basic actions, but it's going to determine a bit of the starting setup. So you have a little bit of a different start, as well as what some of the bonuses are, what the goals are, which essentially is what is being scored for that scenario, as well as some other special rules and things that apply to the scenario. So let's sit down and see how this game works, and we'll do a quick overview. I have things laid out a little funny here, because I'm just trying to illustrate things. Also, this big tray of leaders here, I'm going to just pull out when it's needed. So this will be mostly set off to the side while we're playing. And just to show you, this is not how things are normally set up, nor are they the right zones, but just to show you how much kind of table space this is going to involve. Because we are eventually going to possibly expand up to 5 tiles wide and 5 tiles deep. So you do need a fair amount of space here. And let me remove these now that we have a kind of feel for how things are going to be laid out. So first, let's look quickly at the mission up here. So this is mission 1, The Call of the Ocean. And we're trying to explore, discover more things. We're trying to journal more about what we're finding, and we're trying to conserve with the do some conservation efforts throughout the animal population and so on. Now, we don't need a first player marker. This is a Kickstarter or It's the crowdfunded version of the game, in case you wonder any differences. So there is some slightly different components with, like, I have a little bit of screen printed stuff on here. The win token, there's a 5th player. I'll get into some more of the differences later, but for the most part it is the same game and mostly the same components. Each player will have a player board, shown here, with a starting team leader, and we've got a disc on here, and everything's set in the initial positions. And no disc to start, but based on your setup of the round, you might get something bonus. So like I have a submarine here, and so I've collected a disc. We'll come back to what those mean. Really, the flow of the game is very simple. It's surprisingly simple, actually, and we just walk down the left side of the board here. And we're just going to go ahead and do that right now, and so that way we kind of explain how things work. I will point out before we get started, again, that even though we have these 3 goals here, as well as this board, which we'll come to later, because I'm playing solo or cooperative, there is bonus goals as well as setbacks that will pop up randomly. If you're playing competitive, you'll not be using those. So again, let's walk down the board, and you're going to do this each round for the 6 rounds or 7 rounds if you're playing solo. So first phase, we're going to look at on the board here, so if I can pick it up without knocking things everywhere. So we're going to draw cards, get tokens, clear tokens, and then, that's changed player. Place actions in turn order starting at the first player. And those are going to essentially relate to these 4 colors here. And I don't know if I can lay these down to show you or not, but they're relatively clear to the dark spots. So at the start, we can do this part of the phase simultaneously if you're playing with multiple players. For the most part, unless it matters, which will only really matter maybe during the final round or 2, depending on how people got their upgrades. So first, we're going to look at the orange area, or orangey ready area here, and we're going to get a new specialist. The specialist you can get is based on the little star value here. So I have a star value of 1. So we are going to go over to our specialist tray. Now these are laid out in terms of 1-star specialist, 2-star, 3, 4, and 5. And they are in stacks. There is multiples of each. There's nothing to stop you from having more than one of the same kind. I can always select a specialist less than the one I currently have, than my current value. However, the 5-star specialists are all unique. They're the only ones that are unique, whereas everything in the stack is the same, and they're kind of randomized right now of which one is on top. So we're going to decide, let's put it right up here, so there's quite a lot of variety, but I can only pick from these first 3 here. And I'm going to want to decide, maybe based on some of the things that I will be needing to do in the game, what specialists I want to lean into at the start. So I've got first the sonar operator here, has an action to do a sonar scan. We have the diver, the reef diver can go diving for dive tokens, and then the pilot can navigate, and they each come with a immediate bonus. And you'll see on the other side, they actually have a golden version, which is their upgraded side. So since one of the objectives is discover, maybe I will take this discovery token here, although I can't really move very far right now, is because of... oh, sorry, no, that's scan. That's the scan, not move. So let's take the scan action here. So we're going to get the sonar operator. I'm going to get that immediate one-time bonus here, which is an advancement on the yellow track. Sure, yellow track. And then that is that phase. Next, we're going on to the green phase. So you see I've already kind of increased the yellow one a bit. Green phase, we're going to gain new tokens based on how many tokens are underneath the area you're in. So I'm going to get one new round disc and put it in my collection here. There's no limit to how many you can have. Then we're going to clear. So even though I've advanced yellow by 1, I'm still in the clear 1. When you clear it, it rejoins your collection. So now I have 3. And then that is a clear. Now we're going to take actions. The blue one is for movement, which you will probably see later, as well as how deep you can go and how many subs you have. And then down here, the black token is a DNA symbol. It's for collecting DNA. All right. Also, start of the round, we're supposed to reveal a bonus goal. And this is resourceful. Now, to explain the goals, so normally in multiplayer, if you're playing in competitive multiplayer, you would just do away with the bonus goals and you would just score these things with some bonus points rewarded for whoever did the most at the end of the game. For example, 1 point per sonar disc in the ocean, with 5 points going to whoever had the most, 3 points to whoever had the second most. But in solo or cooperative mode, you need to reach certain objectives. So for example, my cooperative objective for 1 player is to have 8 different sonar discs in the ocean. And you'll see real soon how those discs get put out there. Now, to determine the difficulty of the game, so you can choose between different difficulties, is based on how many goals you achieve. So we have 1 goal here based on points gained, either through the map here or through other abilities, but not including the goals because we don't actually get points for those. I can do discs in the ocean for sonar, like the journals, conserving, or some of the other goals. For the beginner difficulty level, I need to achieve 4 of these. And for each difficulty after that, you increase it by 1. Now, I will say already, this is a very hard solo. So I'll just pretend not to tell you what difficulty I'm going to be playing on, and we'll see how well I actually do. And if I beat a bunch of goals, we'll just assume that I accomplished my very hard difficulty. It's not going to happen though. Historically, I always lose on my channels whenever I play games, which is maybe because I'm being distracted, dealing with cameras and microphones and making sure everything works. Of course, I have like a big preview screen over here. So we got lots of goals to deal with. Now, actions. We're going to take turns doing actions if there are more players. And we take turns until everyone passes. To do an action, you need to have somewhere to place one of your discs, like on a leader, and or maybe some other locations depending on things, and then you do the actions there. Everybody starts off with team leader that has your choice of action, and I have the sonar operator. Now the action I can do needs to be where my submarine is, so I'm a little bit limited to what I can do right now. I may also want to eventually think about maybe picking up some cards to flip leaders over, which could be pretty beneficial too, because they've got some good bonuses on there. And in fact, I'm not going to be able to get one right now. So let's start by scanning. So we are going to use my sonar operator, and we're going to do a scan action. We can do a scan action because that action has 3 spots available on this board. So now we'll take a look at these boards right here. Each board, and I'm just going to pick up the, what's a good example here? The looking glass here. So this is one of the starting boards. The looking glass has a spot for a number of subs to go. There's no actual limit to player count. When subs arrive there, they gain a bonus. There's a depth reminder, there's a discovery bonus for finding it, and then there's stuff on the board itself. And it could be places to place tokens and do different actions. So what I'm looking at right now is the C star is I have to work from left to right, and when I place a sonar operator disc here, I then take another free disc and place it on the leftmost spot. And this lets me look at depths 1 to 2 and take 2, because there's 2 little slots there, 2 tiles. So I could just look straight for 2 level 2s, or I could do 1 of each. Maybe I'll do 1 of each, and I get to pick one of them and place it, and then get the exploration bonus from it. So we got the surface zone and the epipelagic zone, which I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly or not. So the service zone is, I found a remote anchorage here, which has some more scanning locations, which, I mean, could be pretty good because I do need to have a whole bunch of sonar on here and journaling and conservation. So more journaling is good too. My other option is the shipwreck. Look at the R in those tiles. So the shipwreck will come with more dive tokens, whereas the remote anchorage does not. The dive tokens are looking pretty good too. Also have to consider the bonuses. So I could get another disc, or I could get a couple bumps on some tracks. So maybe don't really need another disc right now because I have no more actions, but some bumps on tracks might be good. As much as the extra scanning would be nice, I think that might be the better option. Oh, you know what? I'm sorry, I forgot to put 2 dive tokens over here. So I think we're going to go and see, there's more stuff over here. So let's place the shipwreck over here and bury that one. And to arrive, we gain a bump on the green track and a bump on the blue. And we're going to place 8 little dish here with sonar tokens. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And what its ability says is that when I do a dive here, I draw 2 keep on. So a little more options. Okay, so now that I'm over here, we can figure out what to do. I cannot dive yet. I'm only on surface level 1. I can do any ability here. So I can't scan again because I need to put an action on my leader and then another action token over there. So that can't work. I could potentially journal, but I have nothing to spend on journaling since all the journal cards cost DNA. So I'm thinking I'm going to dive. So let's dive. Let's pick up the first dive token. And it's 3 DNA or a journal action. Okay, so we can hang on to that. I don't have to spin it yet. And that's the end of the first round. I have nothing else I can do. That is fine. So let's remind ourselves of the goals. The new one is increase on yellow and blue. I'm already doing that, but I need to have 22. So that's almost max on those 2 things. So we'll see if we can do that or not. All right, that's in the first round. Going on the next round. Let's reveal the next goal. So have a combined red and green of 22. Okay, now we're going to get a new tile. I'm still only on level 1 of the orangey ready thing, so I can recruit. Let's bring the tray back over here. I can recruit another level 1. And maybe I'll take a different level 1 this time. So let's take the pilot, because I'm going to be able to need to move a bit. So pilot comes with a free achievement disc here, or a point disc, and you can see him here. And he has a move action. So that lets me take one of my hexagonal discs and place it over on the board here. So now we'll see how this works. Each of these boards does work a little bit differently and explains how they work. You'll see at the start I have to place it connecting to one of the arrows here, and from then on I can expand from any existing one or from the start point. And sometimes they're worth points. So for example, if I place anything in the yellow or orange areas, they're worth 1 or 2 points at the end of the game. There's a spot in the middle for an infinite number of orange, so if you had a lot of players playing, many people could place there. But right now I'm not getting points, I'm getting bonuses. And which is going to be important, because if I take one now, for example, if I take yellow, not only is that good for this goal, but it will let me clear two leaders, or 2 staff members here. Because remember, you do activate these in order. All right, so next, so now that we've got our pilot, we move down. I get 1 new disc from my green ability. And then we go down to yellow, and I get to clear 2. So these 2 are coming back. Excellent. Now it's back to actions. So how I'm going to further my goals here, maybe I should journal. Journal's always going to be good and gives me some bonuses. I can have access to 3 DNA here. So let's look at our options. We can get 2 blue, 2 more green is always good. So I can draw more things next turn. These do have a flip symbol on each of them, which will allow me to upgrade one of my staff members here. So the question is, do I want more discs per round? Which is probably good. As I'm doing a lot of sonar, I'm going to need a lot of discs because I always have to place 1 in the action and 1 out. So why don't we cash in my dive token to take 3 DNA, and now we're going to do a project writing here. So we're going to, is there one there? Yeah, okay. So we're going to place a token on my team leader and do the little notebook action. And then we have to place it on somewhere on the board where my submarine is that matches the tags on the side of the card. So my submarine is on yellow and a brown areas, free. And the card I want is yellow or brown, so I can put it on either. Let's put it on the brown one. And then I'm going to look at the card. I'm going to spend 3 DNA. So that's everything. Gain 2 green. And flip a leader. And then I hang on to this, just in case there's any kind of in-game scoring. Some of them are worth points at the end. And I can flip somebody. My team leader doesn't have anything on the other side, so that's fine. If I flip something that already had a token on it, that token would get destroyed. I don't get it back. So it's good we do this now. Now let's see what's on the other side of them. So the sonar operator, if I flip it, I will then immediately get another yellow, and then I could either move or sonar, so that's flexible. The pilot, when I flip, I get a green and yellow, and he still is just a pilot, but he's a skipper now. So let's flip the pilot to the skipper side. I immediately get green, yes, green and yellow. That's excellent. As a one-time. And now I can do some more actions. Can't really sonar because I don't have enough discs to sonar, unfortunately. I can travel. I'm stuck to depth 1 though. So where do we want to travel? We could travel over here, then give it a DNA. We could travel over here, get a blue. Maybe we'll do that. So let's use a skipper, and let's travel over here. Our rival bonus is getting a blue, which unlocks my second submarine. Excellent. So second sub comes into a launch area, which is the Sea Star, and that gives me the landing benefit of another disc. Excellent. However, I can't use it on my sonar operator because I have to have a token for the action and a token for the placement. So I'm actually just done right now. Okay. It's off to a slow start, but it will pick up. So that's the end of the round. Remember, you always leave your tokens on and you don't remove them. All right, start with the next round, round 3. We're going to flip over to the next goal. This is dedicated junior specialists. Which ones are junior? Oh, junior is right. It's the non-upgrade side. So I only have one right now. So maybe that's not the best goal. Let's add a new card here. Interesting. So some of these have some little added action spots that I can place, but if I place them on cards, I lose them. And then we're going to start over. I really need to increase my orange because I can't upgrade. I can't get new or better people until I increase my orange. So I'm going back to my tray here, and I don't know if I should lean into someone like similar, or if I should take something different, like just a dive. I think maybe I'm going to have to. Let's take the diver, just for variety's sake. Take the reef diver. That does increase the orange by 1. So next time, maybe if I get another one before I take a new specialist, I might be able to get something better. Next, we're going to gain 3 new discs, which is excellent. I can go on a scanning spree this round. And now move down to yellow, I can clear 2, so that frees up everybody. And I also can go down to depth 2, and I can move 2 spaces. Excellent. Could definitely use more scanning, but that's fine. Or do I want to... I mean, upgrading is always good because you can get better stuff, but then one of the goals is not to upgrade. Like, what am I supposed to do here? Let's okay, let's scan. Since we have some locations left, scan 1 or 2. Let's get 2 level 2s here. Since I can go to that depth now, flip them over. So we have resupply modules. Okay, well, this got a whole bunch of scanning on it, and you'll see some of these scanning spots are connected. So if you get the connections, you get the bonus. And Sunken Ruins has more scuba diving here, and this one is after you scan. I believe someone else gets to move. There is a sheet here that explains what everything does. So, Sunken Ruins, when a dive site in this zone is empty, okay, every player with at least 1 vessel in this zone may take a free travel action. Okay, so you get to escape. That's less interesting. I don't really need to dive that much, so let's take the resupply modules. I can only place it over here because I have nothing above these ones. I can't expand outwards unless there's something there. And for discovering, I take a yellow and a blue. Alright, and maybe I should move over there now. So let's travel, and I think this guy is going to come down. No, maybe we'll move... Yeah, sure, I'll move him down. On arrival, I get a new disc. So I got lots here, and let's go do another scuba diving action. So we'll dive with this ship over here, taking... Well, I'll take 1 token. I'm already stuck. Take 1 token. And it's a 3-ore disc. Okay, could come in handy. Could come in handy. Oh, you know what? Could come in handy right now. I could write this one, or this one, or this one. You know, I'm going to turn it in now. 1, 2, 3. I'm writing journals. Journals are one of the goals, so that's progress. And we're going to write a... not yellow. I think I want brown. Let me backtrack a little bit here. So instead of this guy, we'll move him down. And then he can still journal here. It doesn't change anything. So we're going to journal. We're going to spend 2 DNA to grab this one here, and gives me 2 blue and a flip. So unfortunately we are destroying that token, but we flip it over, and he's now, instead of a diver, he's now an underwater photographer, and I get the bonus of another red bump. Although maybe I should have taken one of the other ones. I don't know. We'll see. Okay. It's fine. Too late. Too late. And let's see. I can still do 1 more action. So let's go over here. I can't journal anymore. So he can journal or dive. So let's dive and pick up a token. And so this one is either conserve for 1 less or 3 DNA. Okay, so hang on to that. Alright, that's all I can do. So that's going to be on the round. On to the next round. So I'm already on round 3 because we've had 3 cards. Now we're starting round 4. This is when the setbacks begin. So these are going to do something that's going to kind of mess with me a little bit. So let's see. Funding shortage. Each player chooses one. Reduce your lowest attribute by 2. That would knock me out of being able to get level 2 people. Or find flip a senior specialist to its junior side. Do not gain any media bonuses if there was a thing on it. Return to the supply. Oh, you know what? I'm going to do that. I'm going to flip my underwater person over and lose a token. So I really don't need that much journaling. So my cart is gone. I still have all the same goals as before. Now let's get my new employee. So I could take the marine engineer, the navigator, or the ecologist, which lets me do some traveling. I think maybe another scan action's probably good. So let's we should take the navigator. I do need to do more scanning, and I already have some traveling. So let's take the navigator. This gives me a bump in the green track. Next, we collect discs as per the green track, so that's 3. And then we clear 3 from the yellow track. And we're back to my turn. That is my favorite, is when it's my turn. So I could get some more goals here. More journaling. I could do this journal. That might not be a bad... Oh, that might not be a bad action at all. Or this one. Conserve. I haven't really been conserving too much. Okay, so let's turn in 3 DNA somewhat before. We're going to journal. And then we're going to journal green. So I could take either of these. They both are going to cost me 3. So 1, 2, 3. They're both going to give me a flip. One's going to give me maybe an additional flip. If we were playing with other players would get DNA. So that would be helpful for cooperative loot, for sure. Or do I want to do neighboring conservation? Which could be helpful, but I haven't really been going for conservation. I would need to do it 6 times, which is a lot. So let's just take... We'll take this one. So that gives me another red. And then I get to flip somebody. So we're going to flip that reef diver back over. And I get another red. And he's become a photographer again. He forgot how to take photos, and now he's remembered how to take photos. It's been a while since I've taken photos. At least to that extent. Now, what do I want to do? I will still want to scan. I still need lots of scanning to do. So let's scan. Sonar operator. And we're going to place one over here so I can pick levels 1 to 3. It only really matters 3 right now because I need to explore down. I can travel to 3, so that's great. The mesopelagic zone. And I have carbonite spires. Interesting. I don't even know what those do. That has a lot of journaling and a couple scans. And then we have the Coldwater Reef. So there is some journaling and some conservation. Let's do the spires. Mesopelagic zone going back. And on exploration, I get +2 to orange, which just wasn't really what I was going for, but I might be able to get one of these goals from it as well. So that works out. And let's do this again. So we're going to use my navigator's time to scan. We're going to scan over here. This is 3+, so we're going to end up getting a disc bonus since they connect. And let's get some more mesopelagic zone. So now we have the Wanderer Dock, which is, I believe, one of the Kickstarter/GameFound bonuses. Ooh. Deepwater Shark. Neat. So that's got 5 dive tokens and And when you claim a dive token from the site, also gain a reputation. Ooh. That would be give me a green and a blue. Whereas this one gives me another 2 orange. Oh, I can go right up to level 4 divers. Oh, that's tempting. I don't know if I'm going to be using the scuba diving, I mean the robot that much. There's a fancy robot. Green and blue. Green and blue. I do need to move up tracks. I like the ability to get things, get DNA and bonuses and then journal. So let's do the deep water shark. And put that mesopelagic zone back. And he's going to get 5 of these dive tokens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Alright, and I get a green and a blue for exploring. I'm very close to advancing. So I could take a dive token, or I could travel. And traveling will let me get the bonus. I can travel 3 spaces, so I could go, for example, 1, 2, 3, and get another red thing. So I could take the level 4 workers next time. That might be the key I need to really jumping ahead here. Even though traveling doesn't sound like the ideal thing right now. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, get the red bump on the track while I arrive there. And now I can get more people. Good, good, good. That's the end of the round. Okay, now we're going to start the next round. And this is round 5. So I have 5, 6, and 7 to try to win this. And it doesn't look like I've done that much, but it's picking up speed. So first, the setback. Tsunami. All players move all of their subs 2 zones left. Players do not get the arrival bonus. Okay, he's gone way back. Okay. Well, that's what happened. Alright, now I can get a new specialist, level 4, so I can pick from here on. And I think I've been eyeing this oceanographer, because he gives me 1 of each bump in the track, and he can scan, and he can journal. That is spectacular. So, orange, green, yellow, blue. Great. All right, now on the green, so that put me up to 4 in the green, so I can get 4 tokens. Now things are going to start picking up speed. Yellow is still 3, so who am I clearing? I'm going to clear my team leader, because he can do everything. Navigator, because he's flexible, and I still really need to scan, so let's get this, not sonographer, the sonar operator cleared off. Alright, now it is time to do fun things. I get to sit here and scan for a while. It's probably good. I could come over here and dive. This is like, I'm not going to be able to finish this unless I scan higher up too. Can I do more journaling? I'd have to go get some stuff first. So maybe we'll do a couple more scans before we move on. So sonar operator, scan 1 to 3. Well, I guess 1 more scan. Oh man. 1 to 3. That might be my only chance to get higher up things. So let's take it from the top. It's probably best. All right. So we have an atoll, which has some scanning and some scuba diving. Ooh, and a decommissioned oil rig. There's a whole bunch of conservation projects, which I don't really need. So we're going to take the atoll, put it up there. You can still see that on the camera. And then for discovering it, I get a green bump in the disc. And we're going to put 4 dive tokens on the spot there. Okay, now I think we're going to have to travel over there and arrive and get a yellow. And then we're going to scan again. This time, I guess, with the oceanographer. And this time we're going to scan a level 2 so that we can get out here. And then, how many scan tokens do I have right now anyways? I need 8. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so we're making tracks here. So back to the epipelagic zone. I have dolphin pods, conservation, and whale calving grounds. Those look expensive. That's a lot of costly things here. So let's take the oh, but I want to look at the bonuses too. Orange and yellow or green and blue. Let's take green and blue. So discovery for this one is a green and a blue. Okay. Now we can go back and scan. So let's wait. I don't get stuck here because I won't be able to do my last action if I'm stuck over there. So do I want to scan or do I want to travel? I can go down to depth 4. I can travel depth 4. Okay, let's travel. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. And it gives me a red bonus. Okay, now I have 2 tokens left. I can't scan anymore, but I can dive or I can journal. Oh, should I have gone over there? Maybe I should have gone somewhere else and journaled. You know what? Instead of there, let's come over here and get a yellow. Get some more recall. And then instead of journaling, I'm going to dive. And when I dive, I get a free red, and I get a token, and it's, ooh, I can spend it as a dive action. I don't have enough tokens to cover, oh, it doesn't need a token. I just spend it as a dive action, sorry, a scan action. And I have a token there. So do I save it for journaling, or do I explore? I think the answer is going to be explore. So let's use this token for the, instead of the DNA, use it for the bottom, which is a free scan action. So I don't need to have a leader for it. But I still need to be able to put the scan somewhere. So we're going to put the scan on there. I'll come back to the bonus, take another level 3, and let's take a look here. We have jellyfish bloom. Ooh. Vortex. What do they do? So jellyfish bloom is, if you have a disc in any of the marked spots, so the 3 spots, when you travel away from the zone, you gain an impact. Oh, okay. And the vortex is, when you sonar in this spot, you may place a depth 3 zone even if there isn't a depth 2 zone above it. Ooh. Okay, what are the discovery bonuses though? This is 2 yellow. And this is 2 blue. The 2 blue would get me a star, but the 2 yellow would get me closer to being able to clear off all these guys, which might be important. So I think we're doing jellyfish bloom. There's still lots of places to scan. It's going to be fine. So jellyfish bloom. And that gives me 2 yellows on exploration, and no tokens need to go there. And we've also connected these two. So that gives me a red, which gives me star token. Oh, I think I can combo this a little bit here. Sure, let's do this. So place it on the yellow, which puts up yellow and gives me a star token, which puts me on green, which gives me a star token. Oh, big turn, big turn. And I think we need to start making points over here. I can, like, blue is not going to help me much. So let's just go ahead and get another yellow. Start working towards those juicy points. Because I think they're going to be helpful. All right, and that is all I can do for a round. So that was round 5. So we only got 2 more rounds, but you can see we're starting to do more and more here. It's picking up speed. First, the setback. The setback today is volcanic activity. All players move all of their subs. Oh, I forgot to place the 3rd sub. I'm sorry. When I got my blue, I should have placed the 3rd sub in the arrival zone and got a disc. Completely forgot that. Okay. All players move all of their subs 2 zones up. So, and no arrival bonus. So he surfaces and he surfaces, essentially. Okay, that's fine. And on to the new person, and I'm up at the 5, so I can take one of the better ones, the best ones. So we have the biogeographer. It's a triple, so it's not a choose. I can travel, get a dive, and conserve all in one action. And if he flips for each zone where you have a turtle token, you get a point. Okay. The mentor, he can journal or he can flip somebody. So it's kind of counterproductive to the junior specialist action. But I get a point for every other senior specialist you have, which could be a lot. And then the dive team leader gives me 3 blue. That's a lot. And then he can travel and dive at the same time. And for every 2 empty dive sites in the ocean. Oh, I don't know if I can be able to clear that many dive sites. You know what? I've also forgot to fill dolphin pods. Yeah, there's no way I'm going to be able to clear those. So the specialist one, how many do I need to conserve? I need to conserve 6. I'm not going to be able to conserve 6 in that many rounds. So let's take the mentor. So he immediately gives me 2 yellows. So he goes 1, and then 2, and he lands back on the star. And we're going to put it over here, which gives me another action disc. Excellent. On to green. I'm getting 5 action discs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yellow is clear 5, so let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I've got 3 subs, and I can travel to depth 4. And I have 2 rounds to complete as many objectives as I can. So I could just sit here and scan higher level things. I can still dive. I could dive and pick up DNA to journal with, which is a possibility. Diving is the best down here. I already have this goal done. I need more blue to get this goal, but I feel like that's not going to be too hard. I need to get more stars, more DNA. These are some really juicy actions here, but they're very costly. Oh, here's a couple blues. That's a pretty good skin action. So let's travel. And we'll just move them down here, and that gives me a disk for entry. And then we're going to do a sonar scan over here, which gives me 2 blue, not actually any new tiles. That gives me a star token. And that gives me a DNA. Okay, excellent. Now let's do another scan action over here. That will give me a bonus disc and a new mesopelagic tile. And we've got Rift Valley. Very interesting. And thermal vents. Thermal vents, interesting. I think maybe we'll do the thermal vents, because that lets me journal, and when I journal, I gain DNA over there. So on Discovery, I get 2... Well, they're not on journal. On let me just look it up before I make assumptions. Thermal vents. When you claim a token from this dive site, gain 1 research for each disk of yours in the marked spots. Oh. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then this gives me 2 blue. Alright, so I've got both of these goals. Do I have the 8 scans? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, I've got more than enough. I need to do some journaling and stuff now, I believe. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get this one or not. So, but I need DNA to journal, because I only have 2 right now. I could get some of these guys. He costs 2. He costs 2. They both have yellow. But I want to get this covered, so I need green and blue to journal. So I need more DNA. Oh, this is green. Okay, let's travel. I guess I need to travel down there. So travel, travel, travel. My team leader's gonna have to travel. And we'll go, I have movement 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll go all the way down here. And on arrival, I get a blue. So that gives me another star token, which is going to give me another DNA. So I'm at 3 now. Perfect. And let's journal. Journal. Journal green. Spend 3. 1, 2, 3. And this is going to give me a flip, which, what do I want here? Ooh, there's literally no actions on that side. Let's flip this one. Lose a disc. And I get a star. The star is going to give me a DNA. Okay, refill. I don't know if I can get the blue one done. So I've done, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4 journals. I need 1 more for this goal here. But I need to get DNA to do it first. So let's get DNA. I can scan and submarine. I think that's the only spot I can do that is up here. So let's do that. Let's do the scan first. Don't really need the additional scan, but it might give me something good. Disc and the yellow. Oh, DNA. Okay. Kelp Forest. So we're now at 3, 4, 5. So I'm not going to be able to scan any more in that depth. That's going to put 4 dive tokens. And I immediately gain an orange and a DNA for exploring it. And then I'm going to do the dive over here and grab 3 DNA, 3 DNA. So let's spin that right away. 1, 2, 3. Great. And now we're going to journal. Journal. Wait, no, there was no blue. I can journal yellow. Up here, let's spin 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're going to grab this guy, which gives me 2 red. That's 1, 2, so that's a star. And he's going to give me another star. And he's going to give me a flip. And I want to keep some of these actions. So let's trash this one. Flip him over, and that gives me a yellow. Okay, so that frees up some things. And let's put a couple in the oranges for points. I need to have a total of 20 points among cards, which I have no points in the cards. They'll be at the top. Nope, not like that one. I need, so in here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And leaders, I haven't flipped any of these guys over yet. So this will be for every other senior. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So not 20 yet. I gotta keep moving. Scan or travel. Scan or travel. I could travel here and get DNA. Oh no, sorry, that's the green. This gives me DNA. This gives me disc. I've got more disc than I need right now. I really don't need to scan anymore, other than just for the bonuses that they give me. What I need is diving or something like that for DNA. I also can't scan anymore. So let's travel, because I think traveling is probably better than not traveling. And let's head down here and get a DNA. And there's lots of nice open areas here for journaling. However, I do have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 journals. So I only need to journal once more. There's no blues here for this thing, unfortunately. Alright, so that is all. Wait, do I have any actions in here? I do have conservation actions and a flip action. Ooh! Because I have this left. I don't have the DNA for either of these, so that's not going to work. Because it's conserving a neighboring spot. I can't afford that. But a flip, sure. Okay, so I'm just gonna put this up here. So I just stack these, get them out of the way. But if they have actions on them, you put a disc on, and that stays there permanently. So we're gonna flip. If I flip these, they lose their ability. But you know what? Okay, I'm gonna flip my oceanographer. So he's unfortunately gonna lose the ability. But I get 2 stars right away, which will give me a DNA and another disc. Is that enough for one of these? No, I need 5. Okay, that's not going to happen. Any other conservation next to a sub? Oh, you know what? He's next to a sub. Do I think I can do the conservation? I have to do 6 conservation actions next round. 6. I have 6. I don't know if I can do 6 conservations in a round. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 journals. I need 1 more journal. Oh no, hold on. Sorry, 1 player's 5. 5 plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have the 5. Do I go for the conservation? Yes. Okay, so we're using the interlinked ecosystem. This is take the turtle action. I think that's what I haven't done yet this game. Turtle action on neighboring a sub. So we're going over here, and we're gonna do the oh, that's 4. I only have 3. Take the 2. 1. I think we're just going to take 2. So 1, 2, and that gives me a bump on the green track. And I think that's it. I have nothing else I can do. So that is the end of the round. Final round. Last setback. We are going to all players return 1 token from a depth 1 or depth 2 zone of their choice to their supply. Ooh, okay. Do I have enough cylinders? I feel like I did more than I needed. I need 8. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh yeah, so can we strategically remove something that would actually help me reconnect bonuses? Get 2 more blues. Which cancel them. So let's maybe remove that one. And we might be able to rescan it. We'll see. It's not really necessary. Alright, on to the beginning of the round. So we are going to get somebody from tier 5. Oh, this might be perfect. Look at this. The ichthyologist, and he's got double turtles. Double turtles is what I need. He comes with a green. Can we see that there? Okay. Oops. Slide. Okay, so I might be able to do my 6 conservation. This might happen. All right, so we're gaining 3 for 5 tokens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're recalling 5 tokens. So, who do I want? Yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. It's probably good. All right, so now it's time. What can I do here? I need to flip people, so I get a point for each of your turtles in 1 zone. So if I can get a bunch of them here, that would be ideal. And for every other senior operator I have. If I flip this, it just changes the point. So I want to use him first. So let's travel. And we're going to move... Where's my other subs? He doesn't really need to be here. Let's come up here, get a green, which is a star, and which is a DNA. And then we're going to dive turtle. Am I going to have enough for that? I don't know if I'm going to have enough for that. Can we write something? Do a journal? Maybe not yet. I really need to flip both of these guys, I think, if I want to win. So I need to journal at least one of them. But we don't have to journal yet. So let's do a dive here. Okay. So take a token, and because I have a thing here, I get DNA. And it's 3 DNA. Let's take it. 1, 2, 3 DNA. Good. Now we can dive turtle. Dive 4 DNA. 1, 2, 3, 4 DNA, and then turtle. So there's 4 DNA there. 1, 2, 3, 4, and I get another yellow and a star, which is going to go up into the 2-pointer, I think. And then I get a star because I connected these 2. How many points do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. maybe 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So let's put another one in the middle here to hedge our bets. And then I get another turtle. So let's do 1, 2, 3. And that gives me a green and a star. And then another green, because they connect. And I can have enough discs. I have 1, 2, 3 conservation. Well, I'm going to get 6. Let's take another disc. Might be important. Okay, now we can flip. You know what? I might be short of travel action. I don't know if I can do this. Okay. Might as well flip. Or do I save that for journal? No, it's essentially a free flip. So let's place that there and flip this guy. Or maybe not. Because I think I might have enough points here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 points. 17, 18, 19. If I have him. 20 if I turtle again. Let's turtle again then. So one more DNA. That gives me a green, which gives me a star. Okay. And then it makes a connection here for a red and a connection there for another disc. And I think we're going to put this in the DNA section, because I think we're going to need DNA. Okay. Now we can flip this over for its turtle points in one zone, so that's 4. So we've got plenty of points now. But only 4 turtles out of the 6 I need. Might be in trouble. Because I don't have a move action. And less. I might have just backed myself into a corner here. That's not good. Not good indeed. So I guess instead of flipping him, can I flip anybody? That's a good question. So if I can flip someone like my team leader, then that opens up more possibilities. I don't know if I've ever purposely flipped someone back. Because that would be... Well, I guess he could flip himself, too, as an option. Promote a specialist. See promotions page 13. Can I can I unpromote? Choose a junior okay, junior specialist, flip it to its senior side. So I cannot unpromote. Unfortunately. So I could promote. I could have just journal, but then I can't journal. I can't move. I might be toast here. Unless I get some free action from scuba diving. Let's try it. So first we're going to sonar. So let's put one here, get a free disc. Sonar free plus, so let's grab the baffled pelagic zone. And do I get a move anywhere? There's no moves. I could get orange doesn't help, blue doesn't really help, green doesn't really help. Doesn't really matter which one I take. So let's take the brine pool here. There's actually not enough of these tokens, so I think we're going to have to shuffle up the old ones to fill it. And we're going to get a green and a blue and a DNA. Okay. No travel there, though. And then we're going to scuba dive. So let's dive over here and try my luck here. So let's get a DNA because I have a thing here, and it's a scan. Or 3 DNA. Not what I needed. I needed a movement. So I'm kind of just hosed. Because I can't, the only other action I have is this turtle and adjacent. Unless it's adjacent, as in any neighboring, or is it just left and right? Because that's kind of a special card. Where would it be? Would it be in here? No. Because if I can go not just left and right as the picture implies, but in any direction. Oh, here we go. Conserve as a conservation site where you have at least one vessel at the same depth. Even if you don't have the vessel in the specific zone. Oh my gosh, that opens up options at the same depth. Okay, we're still in this. I can still place one of these two. Oh wait, I have no. Oh yeah, I do. Okay, so turtle action, same depth, over here, and we are going to take either of these. Doesn't really matter. So with 5 DNA, so that's all my DNA, and we are going to get green, green as a star, and a yellow as another star. Okay. I guess it's just points right now. It's points. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I'm 1 away. I'm 1 conservation away. I have a sonar action. I have nowhere I can take the sonar action. I have no turtles, no turtle actions. Ah, so close. I'm like 1 action away. All right. So that is the end of the game. Now, if this was solo, if this was multiplayer, we would do some scoring based on the score sheet here. And we would be scoring the values of where your trackers are. So 2, 4, 7, 10, based on where they're at. You would get star values for over here. You would get any kind of points for these or for leaders. And then points for goals with whoever has the highest value getting the most. But since we're playing cooperative or solo, that all kind of gets thrown out the window. And then we just look at how many goals we've achieved. All right, first goal, 20 points. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So we're good there. The Discover, I need to have 8 discs in the bonus. In the ocean. So in the scans, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we got more than enough there. So that's 2 goals. Journals, we need to have 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got the journals, so that's 3. Conservation, we needed 6. I only got 5. Ah, so close. So I don't have that one. So that's 3 goals. I have 22 combined yellow and blue. Wait, did I go down? 10. I think instead of those extra points, because I had 4 extra points, I think I needed to increase my blue by 1. And my green by 1. In order to make this work. Okay, so I have, so I do have now 10 plus 12, so I have 22 yellow and blue. I have 22 orange and green, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But I don't have the junior specialists because I upgraded most of them. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of the 7 goals. So that puts me at intermediate. Okay, so I mean, if I had one more conservation, which, you know, maybe could have been possible with different tokens, I would have had the expert level. But intermediate shows it can be done. All right, now that we've done the playthrough, let's head back up and we'll give my review. Okay, so firstly, we're going to look at the components quickly. I do have the Kickstarter version, or GameFound or whatever. So it comes with these pressed paper trays. So everything is biodegradable, which is nice. And the trays for players, you know, have these little sleeves on them that go over and kind of help everything, keep everything in. There is a very large sleeve that goes over the tray for the specialists. And it mostly keeps people in. I like in travel, I have had a couple guys fall out a little bit if this is not being pressed on too much. But it's fine, and, you know, and the answer is good there. Differences in Kickstarter, I do have the, where is it over here? I have like the orcas and the robots and some other little bonus tiles. There's a few extra tiles to randomly select, as well as a few extra bonus missions. So if you get the retail version, you're not going to get quite the same. I also am not too sure about things like the dual layer boards or not, where you get those. But overall, at least certainly with my version, the components are quite excellent. Trays and things aside, I think even if you had a base game with simpler components, I think even the cleanliness of the graphic design and the art really helps it stand out. Each one of these zones is just absolutely stunning. It's artwork. It all looks just gorgeous on the table. If you haven't watched the playthrough, back up a little bit and watch, or just look at the layout as things kind of get added and explored. We didn't even get down to the abyss zone where we get into like the really dark, you know, murky stuff, which is gets cooler and cooler. So the art and graphic design is very clear, even with some funky symbols. You know, here's what I had to make sure of. Like, for the most part, you're going to get things right away. It all relates to tracks and actions, and pretty much every symbol you see is kind of one of those two things. And then there's a handy guide for any kind of special zones or special rules that maybe you haven't quite figured out. But for the most part, they're pretty clearly labeled, and you can mostly decipher them even without the bonus. So, absolutely love the art and design, everything in this one. It is a standout. And in fact, because of the cleanliness of the graphic design and the legibility, not too sure about color blindness, but there are symbols on things where there's also colors. So, and the symbols are unique. So you would be able to tell, for example, looking at the cards, what the different card color types are just by looking at the symbols. So that's done quite well. Even the player tokens have different shapes on them. So, like, you know, that means that even with color blindness, you'd probably be able to figure it out quite nicely. So it's very well laid out, looks great, it's clean, things matched, are consistent. And again, it's just a great example of, you know, even like the little connections down your player board, it all cleanly walks you through essentially how to play the game. So you almost never need to learn any kind of player aid on how things work. So that is excellent. Now, I have a quick talk about the solo versus competitive difference. So you saw my solo playthrough, where it is similar to the cooperative mode, where it is an objectives-based goals, and it can be very difficult. I find like I did actually surprisingly well for this playthrough, but I've lost most of my solo playthroughs. Just because getting those goals by yourself, you really have to lean hard into them, and it can be quite difficult. But that's probably good though. It is a good challenge. You have a good time doing it, and it does give you something to work for. And whereas competitive, you are scoring against each other, so the goal of the game's kind of changed, as in like the personal goals, right? Because you're not so much trying to complete certain objectives. You are trying to have more than other players, right? Whoever has the most sonar scans gets a bonus 5 points, and those points can really matter. So it's important to get out there, whereas in cooperative, you are working together to kind of fill in zones and get bonuses and who needs what and where. Whereas with competitive, it's the opposite. You're blocking. You're trying to make connections, take advantage of other people's work, and get bonuses and things like that. So the feel is quite different, and but I like it both. I like it both ways. I like cooperative, I like it solo, I like it multiplayer. It works great. Even at player counts like 4. I wouldn't play 5, which is only in the Kickstarter. It just slows it down too much and crowds the war too much. But even at 4, there's plenty going on. You probably change your emphasis on diving, for example, because you may want to dive deep. And if you're the only person who can reach depth 5, like, it's all yours. You get to just walk around and do everything you want. So there's definitely a race for certain things like that, which works quite well. So like the feels different, player counts work great. Love the engine building aspect of this. The fact that each round you are getting specialists, which gives you more actions, and different actions lets you help to fine tune what you're trying to do. But then combined with the bonuses they give, they increase your tracks, and your tracks is really where the engine building or the momentum really happens, because being able to get more discs per round, for example, lets you do more stuff by putting more things out. Yellow, getting to clear more leaders means you can use those leaders again instead of them just being blocked. The blue lets you go down deeper and get places where other people can't. And then, of course, the orangey red lets you get even better leaders that you couldn't get before or get to the endgame scoring. So the progression here is very interesting. Flipping leaders is very interesting. Being able to fulfill these journals and get a burst of bonuses at the cost of the DNA, but then also maybe get some flips. They don't all have flips on them, like upgrades for leaders. Sometimes they just have in-game points, but that's pretty cool too. And many of them have some sort of little bonus for other players, not yourself, which kind of could have hurt a little bit for multiplayer, but for cooperative, that actually helps, because now you are giving your teammates a leg up there. I will say for the setback cards, while they're a little annoying, maybe are not the worst. So they're not too bad. They just kind of throw a small wrench into things. They're pretty minor. And of course, just the overall feel of exploration in this game. You almost could call them little mini games in the tiles that you uncover. I use the term mini games very loosely, but each new thing you discover is a wonder, both in terms of visually and possibilities it opens up, and new things you can do. Is very exciting every time you play. And if you remember some of the same locations, they're in different places. The variety, so that's quite huge in there, even without the Kickstarter stuff. There's a ton of tiles to go through, a ton of specialists and leaders to lean into and try different strategies. And of course, that all comes down to the main missions that change, not just, I'm just going to dump this over here, not just the what you're trying to do and what you're fighting over, which is completely different in each mission. So you're really doing different things each time you play. But also the scoring and the bonuses of the tokens, you know, run and do different things as well. You know, and there's like, you know, some of the later ones do even more fun little extras and things in there. So, let's quick comparison to the other Endeavor game, which is also a great game. I know a lot of people who really love the original Endeavor Age of Sail, I think it is, quite a bit, and it is a fun game. But that one does have more of a area control aspect where you are trying to cut people off and score based on areas and connections and things. Whereas this is more, even when you're playing competitive, is more of a jovial, fun, you know, jostling for bonuses thing. It's more, the player interaction is more positive. You know, even though you may be cutting each other off here, you might be opening up a new area or a connection, and you both get bonuses. So it's more friendly, less cutthroat. So it depends what you're going for. If you want more cutthroat, then go for the earlier Endeavor game. But if you want the exploration, especially the solo, then I highly recommend Endeavor Deep Sea. There's a reason why this was pretty high up on my Games of the Year list, which you can check out, my top 10 of 2024. And every time I play it, it's just been an absolute blast. And finally, you can watch me have fun, or maybe you did just watch me. So I'm going to end it there. Thanks again for watching. Please like and subscribe. It really helps the channel grow. You know, I'm paying for all this stuff by myself. I'm just doing this for fun because I want to share these awesome discoveries and awesome games that I found with you guys. You know, maybe, and hoping that you'll find by watching some of my videos, games that you will love too, and that your friends will love too. So I'm Will. Thanks again for watching Carper Man, and we'll see you next time.